The call came at 3:14 a.m. Static. Breath. Then a voice I didn't recognize, male, trembling. "She's gone. I'm sorry." The rest was noise, sirens, muffled shouting, the hum of a dispatcher trying to sound calm. I stood there in the dark, phone pressed to my ear, listening to my world rot from the inside. They found her in a drainage ditch 2 miles outside town. My daughter, 17. Broken ribs, fractured skull, fingernails torn from clawing the mud. The coroner said it was a violent encounter. The police called it an accident. By noon, the mayor held a press conference. His voice was full of pity. His eyes weren't. He said the investigation would proceed with transparency. He didn't mention his son, but I knew. The way he avoided my stare told me everything. I'd seen that look before, in interrogation rooms, in war zones, on the faces of men who thought their power made them untouchable. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just went home, locked the door, and pulled out the file box marked 1987-2012. Old contacts, secure channels, dead frequencies. He wanted to bury a cold case. He forgot what I used to bury for a living. The police chief came by 2 days later. He brought condolences, a bottle of whiskey, and a lie. Tragic accident, he said, eyes darting to the ground. Kids partying. Things got out of hand. I poured the drink, didn't touch mine. "You have names?" He hesitated. "Not officially." Meaning yes, but the mayor had already called. I studied him quietly. He sweated too much for winter. His hand shook when he lifted the glass. A good man once, perhaps, not anymore. That night I visited the precinct. The case file was thin, too thin. Photos missing, evidence bag empty. The digital log wiped clean. They hadn't just buried the case, they'd salted the earth. By morning, the mayor's son was back at school, laughing in the hallway. No charges, no curfew. The paper ran an article, "Tragic Misunderstanding Ends in Teen's Death." My daughter's name appeared once, spelled wrong. That was when the shift happened. Not rage, not grief, focus. I had trained myself to disappear before. I could do it again. I began quietly, reactivated old surveillance drives, pulled public records, set up mirrors on police servers, the same way we used to trace foreign insurgents laundering assets. Patterns emerged fast. Cell tower pings near the ditch, 4 numbers. The mayor's son, his 2 friends, and someone unexpected, the chief's nephew. They'd driven out there after the homecoming dance. My daughter had refused something. Maybe him, maybe all of them. Their pride turned violent. The coroner's timestamps didn't match the police report. The file said 10:43 p.m. The medical data said she was alive until 11:57, almost 2 hours of missing time. I tracked down a gas station security feed, paid the clerk cash to lose a copy. At 11:14, a black SUV rolled by, headlights off, license plate half visible. The mayor's son in the passenger seat, mud on the bumper. I didn't sleep for 3 days. I didn't need to. Grief was replaced by something colder, precision. By the end of the week, I had everything. Proof, motive, evidence, confession fragments caught on a mic someone forgot to mute. All I had to do now was let gravity do its work. I requested a meeting with the mayor. He smiled when I entered his office, flanked by 2 officers who'd both served under me overseas. They looked away when I met their eyes. "I know what you're trying to do," he said. "But you're avoidable?" I finished. "Yes. If your son hadn't been there." He stiffened. I slid a flash drive across the desk. GPS logs, video evidence, statements from his friends, and the coroner's real report. He reached for it. I didn't let go. "You've got 24 hours, I said. "After that, this goes federal." He forced a smile. "You can't threaten me. You're nobody now." I smiled back. "You think this is a threat?" I leaned in. "This is me being polite." He watched me walk out, mask cracking in the reflection of his office glass. By midnight, his aides were shredding documents. His chief of police stopped answering calls. They'd started their own burial. I didn't send the evidence to the FBI. I sent it to the press. Anonymous drop. Every file, every timestamp, every hidden memo. The mayor's face was on every screen within hours. Cover-up, corruption, murder conspiracy. His son fled. His wife filed for separation. The police chief resigned mid-broadcast. The investigation reopened, publicly this time. And me? I sat in the diner across from City Hall, watching the lights go out in his office. No triumph, no satisfaction. Just silence, settling into balance again. I stirred my coffee and thought, justice doesn't always wear a badge. Sometimes it just waits. The grave marker is small, plain, just her name and the date they tried to erase. I visit once a year, not out of grief, out of duty. She was innocent, I am not. But innocence doesn't build legacies, truth does. And the truth, once freed, doesn't die. People still whisper about what happened to the mayor's family, about how every door they tried to close somehow opened again, about the quiet man who doesn't talk much but whose eyes make liars choke on their words. They call it coincidence. I call it equilibrium. Before I leave, I trace her name one last time. The stone is cold but steady. He wanted to bury a cold case. Instead, he buried himself.